Hey guys, it's StarrySky, and today I'm bringing you a video to do with tactical mods for Hard Light DPS. Now, I will be telling you which mods I'm using and the reasons why I'm using them. So, let's go straight to it. First of all, I will show you the mods I use for my two weapons, and then I'll say why. In my primary weapon, the rifle, I use Replenishing Adapter 4. Now basically this has a chance to give me power, and the reason why I use a weapon that has a chance to give you power instead of doing maybe additional damage is for the main reason is that the more experience you get with Hard Lights, the faster and more efficient you get at clipping your skills, and you use a lot more power up. So as a Hard Light DPS, I thought it would be quite nice if I can find my own way of giving myself a bit of power so I can use my skills and powers that much more instead of just relying on trollers. So the more power I can get in, the more I can use my powers, so that should increase my DPS that bit more in the long run. But in my one-handed, I put the damage absorption, which is the absorption adapter 4. On use, this item applied as effect. Basically, it will either reduce 75% of the damage you take for 12 seconds, or it will absorb up to 1400 damage, and then the shield will disappear. And the main reason I have that for is because it's a melee weapon, and whenever I use one-handed, I mostly use it for solo content or for when I'm out of power. So I like to have that little bit of extra, because if I'm in close and personal on ads or bosses, I like to know that my weapon can provide me with some protection. So I have a mixture of the two for my two weapons. Right. Now we'll go to the back mod, and for the back mod I've got Berserker. Now the reason why I got Berserker 4 is because this increases your damage by 30%, or I should say your damage output by 30% when your HP drops below 35%. They may think, what's the point in that? Well, the fact is, when you're endgame content, or still even in bosses, you'll probably notice that your HP, they can hit you for a lot of damage, and quite a few times you'll find your HP below the 35% mark, and then the healer will heal you back. But during that, maybe a couple of seconds, your damage would have increased by 30%, giving you that much more DPS. So as a DPS, it's always nice to have that mod, in case your HP does drop that low, that your damage will just literally increase a lot. Now for core strength in the chest mod. Some people run extended supercharge and some people will run core strength. Now, as a Hard Light player, since I'm always using my construct combos and I'm experienced and I know how to clip a lot of my skills, that pretty much most of my damage will come from my combos and not my supercharge. So with core strength will give you a 10% damage bonus for when you change roles to controller or DPS. So pretty much all my regular damage now has that 10% damage modifier on it permanently. So I would do that much more damage in the long run with this mod on than I would do having the extended supercharge. Now for the mod for my hands. And a mod I highly recommend for Hard Light DPS is Regenerative Shooting. Now this mod will work with most shields, Hard Light shield, but the main reason I say it for is for your light barrier. If you see my video to do with Hard Light DPS loadouts, then you'll have light barrier in your loadout. And what this mod does is that every time you use light barrier, it will heal you. probably anything from 380 to 400 and something. So it's a good mod to have because it's a nice little heal, and since Regenerative Shooting, since Light Barrier has a fast cooldown time, you can get quite a bit of healing from it. So it's always good for solo and endgame content. Now, I used to be acrobatics, but I recently changed to super speed, mainly for this mod because I use it in my DPS gear and my troller gear. And that is Inertial Innovation. Now, what this mod does is it will restore 6% of your power pool over 3 seconds. Now, it won't be like a Breakout Mastery where you see the blue ticks. This power just gets added straight to your power bar. But it does work. I have tested it and you can notice it. Now, but what do I mean by power pool? Literally, this mod will give you 6% of your power of whatever power amount you have. So mine's currently 1773. So this mod will give me 6% of that over 3 seconds. Now, to use this mod, all you'd simply do is double jump and use the inertial flywheel from super speed, which is really good. Plus, this effect can be used every 15 seconds, so you can actually get quite a bit of power from it. Now, I think that pretty much covers all the tactical mods that I am using for DPS gear. So, if you have any questions, or would like a video to do with Hard Light Troller, then please leave it in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you. So until next time, thanks for watching.